This video is sponsored by PelucidFX.com. Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Greetings everybody. Well guys, as markets still are closed, I offer you today to take a look at the gold market, but not as we usually do, taking the look right on the chart of the gold market. But I offer you today to take a look at the gold market through Australian dollar, since we know that Australian dollar is the gold currency and it has really significant correlation with the gold market. We have discussed this in our Forex Military School and our great course dedicated to the Forex markets and corresponding financial markets. And as gold market is still closed and nothing to tell about it, since we have discussed the recent action and the previous researches, let's take a look at the Australian dollar and parallel on the gold market to understand what we could expect in the nearest future, since sometimes as gold market as Australian dollar could give us the early signals concerning the possible breakout through the significant areas. And the price action that now stands in Australian dollar makes me a bit worried concerning the breakout on the gold market and what really could follow on the gold market. Particularly speaking, our major concern right now, as we have discussed within the previous couple of weeks, is the breakout through these lows. On the daily time frame chart, on the weekly time frame chart, 1180 on the gold market is a really significant area. And in fact, if market will pass through it, it could lead the market at minimum to the 11 even area. It's a really significant area right now. Since also this is also the low of the current year, this is really significant. The market now is just stands about it. And our major concern, we have said that gold market will definitely should show the clear out of these lows. So gold market will leave these lows and turn to the upside and leave intact the stops that have been placed right below these lows. Now it's, I think, no doubts that market will clear out the stops and grabbing the stops. But what will happen later? What will happen after that? On the previous researches, we said that gold market probably will test 1160, 1175 area, grab the stops. But what will happen after that? Now I offer you to take a look at the Australian dollar on the daily time frame chart and see what has happened here. First of all, take a look at the picture of the daily chart of the Australian dollar and the daily chart of the gold market. Now I will contract it a bit. Okay, so you can see, take a look at this shape, and on Australian dollar they almost equal. It's almost the same. Consolidation, move down, bounce, continuation. On the gold market the same. Move down, bounce, continuation. As I said, Australian dollar is the gold currency, and you guys probably also know this well-known fact. And take a look what has happened on Australian dollar with this previous lows. That already has happened. Take a look. Market has taken out of these lows. Take a look that this lows is greater than this one and return right back. That's also significant support. That's monthly pivot support 1, stands right here. This is, guys, in fact the long-term monthly support, trade support. So don't be hasty to treat it as the broken, because this is more an area around a significant level rather than really the precise number. So we could even say that probably this level particularly has stopped this downward action. In fact, market has found a support around 3.8, major support on the monthly time frame charts, approximately 91.50 area. So market has tested it, coil around, bounce up, return right back now again. And take a look what has happened. The market has shown the wash and rinse of these lows already. On the Australian dollar, market already has tested these lows and returning right back up. So that is really the concern and makes me worry by taking a look at this picture, since gold market hasn't tested yet. And major question right now, whether we get the Russian rinse as well, and will it be the fake breakout? If this will be really the fake breakout, this could lead to the appearing of the double bottom pattern and trigger the deeper retracement that we have discussed in our weekly research within some months already on the gold market. Because we said that gold market is really very oversold by this action. And when the gold market reaches significant oversold, it shows the significant retracement. It's like the spring that is pushed down, and it has the tendency and gravitates to the expanding, and this expansion is equal to the pressure that was made previously. So the reaction is equal to the counter reaction. If market is really very strongly oversold, the retracement usually also really significant. It's approximately the 618 retracement is a rule. So if you take a look at the monthly chart of the gold market, you will see the retracements was really significant. You will take a look in our weekly research, the monthly chart with the oversold indicator. And every time when the gold hits the oversold on the monthly time frame chart, the reaction, the counter reaction was really significant. And we said that in fact this is the last chance for the bulls to show the significant retracement. I do not want to call it as the reversal, and it's too early to speak about the potential reversal on the gold market, but that just could be the really significant retracement. And this could start by the double bottom here on the daily time frame chart. That's very typical. Then the significant action on the retracements on the higher time frames usually starts with the reversal patterns on the lower time frames. And on the daily time frame chart, this really could be the double bottom. Why not? This really could happen. That's why we should extra carefully take a look at the gold market, and that's why we should be really careful to take any long-term bearish positions right now. So in the short-term perspective, I would better take some short-term position with the target around 1160 as maximum, and do not marry any position, because that could be really the fake breakout. That could be really the Russian range return right back, and market could start to form this reversal pattern on the daily time frame chart that will trigger the significant retracement of the gold market. We do not know it. We do not know this precisely yet, but the action that now is Australian dollar showing us just give us the chances and to think about it and increase the chances of the Russian rinse on the gold market, because an Australian dollar already has happened this moment. By taking a look at the 4-hour time frame chart on the Australian dollar, take a look what is happening. First of all, market has formed here the bullish stop grabber, and that suggests the taking out of these highs. Market will approach probably these resistance areas around 89.60 area. On the first glance, this looks like the reverse head and shoulders pattern, but it's very difficult to call it in such a manner, because if you measure the extension of the shoulder, this 1618 was right here, so that's not very typical ratio between the heads, between the head and shoulders. I prefer to see 127 or 1618, but here we have approximately 2 extensions, approximately double of the shoulder. But anyway, if we wouldn't treat it as the head and shoulders pattern, we could watch for swing to the upside. So if market will form the greatest swing to the upside than it was previously to the downside, this could be the starting of the reversal on the Australian dollar, and that could just increase the chances of the Russian rinse on the gold market. Now, if you will contract the 4-hour time frame chart a bit more, you will see that we could get the greater pattern as the nested doll on the Australian dollar. So that could be another head and shoulders, right? This could be the head, that could be the left shoulder, that could be the right shoulder here. Anyway, that's just the suggestions, but they are not flat. They are not based on the nothing. They have some foundation for discussion for making the concern for us. That's why the major conclusion that we could make is that we always should take a look at the Australian dollar when we deal with the gold market, because Australian dollar is the gold currency and has really significant correlation with it. And the current situation on the Australian dollar now makes me worry about the truth of the breakout on the gold market. And second moment is that we should keep an eye, close eye on the situation that now is going on the Australian dollar. If market will start to show some bullish signs here, be aware and be careful with the betting on the truth breakout here. So that's why the major conclusion that we could make right now is we should take as the potential target to the downside only the scalp short 1160, 1175, not more, because the situation in Australian dollar makes me worry about the further targets to the downside, at least currently. And later we will see what will happen.